Hello everyone, you're watching Let's Talk About Prepping. I'm Tyler, your host, and this video is my video response to the 10 quarantine questions that has been going around my community and the RV camping community, and I'm sure a few others. Yes, this is a coronavirus quarantine video. This is May 13th, 2020. Sorry if you're watching this after the fact and you're sick of stumbling upon virus videos. But here we are. Tony over at Palmetto Prepared tagged me. There's been a lot of people tagged. I'm sure you can find some of the videos. Some of my questions might be different than some of the ones you've seen in other videos because, like I said, they started in an RV camping group, and so some of them have been modified to fit different niches, and I think there was a duplicate that got modified. So I'm going to answer them as Tony gave them to me. Question number one, how much toilet paper do you have? So we've got about 60 rolls right now. That's just counting what I can walk into the garage and see, not the bits that are tucked into go bags or in with buckets of food, because I often put around enough toilet paper in with the food to get rid of that food in the end game, if you will. So I've probably got close to 100 rolls. Some of those are the larger commercial rolls. I never did buy any of the 1,000-foot rolls, but I do plan on doing that. In fact, I'll put a link in the description down below where you can get some 1,000-foot toilet paper rolls from Amazon. So plenty of toilet paper. I was never really worried about that. I also keep all of my old clothing and all of my old sheets and stuff like that. So I've got boxes of fabric in there that can be cut up into little toilet paper patches. Not even to be reused, but even just one-use toilet paper patches. I've got at least a year's worth of fabric for that. Never really worried about it. What's been the biggest change since the quarantine started? For me, it's simply been that work has been busier. Many of you will know that I sell cigarettes, alcohol, vapor products, and because of all the students, the college students being home from wherever they were abroad, and just everybody being stuck at home or working more, everyone's been drinking a lot more, everyone's been smoking and vaping a lot more. We've gone from our normal baseline to 2 or 3 times that in volume by customer or by any number metric, basically, on any given day. So Sundays are 3 times busier than any given Sunday used to be. And this is great. We're loving it. But it's definitely been sort of hectic. It's definitely changed the whole paradigm there. But the way that our business works, it doesn't really put too much strain on us. We just work faster. So that's been very interesting. My shopping pattern has changed quite a bit. I usually would go shopping in either the middle of the night or at least after 8 p.m. and before 8 a.m. Can't do that now, at least with most stores, because a lot of them have curtailed their hours to just that small middle of the day period. And that's been a big change for a lot of people. Every time I go to a store, not realizing that it has those hours that I'm a little bit too early, there's just a stream of people pulling up to the store and driving away. And almost we all follow each other looking for a store that is open that early. So that will be an interesting driving factor as things reopen to see if there's a race to try to grab customers faster than other places. But yeah, I'd say work being busier and having to change how I do things, my normal daily pattern of I usually do like to take care of a lot of things at night because I'm often up during hours that other people aren't, and it's just much more convenient to not have to deal with the crowds. But yeah, I mean, those are not major changes, to be honest, because my work pattern hasn't changed that much, because of the way I live my life. I haven't personally seen too many changes from this, aside from not being able to go out to the bar, or, have a date or something like that. What am I most grateful for? That one's pretty easy. I'm most grateful for my health and the health of my family. I've had 2 family members go in and out of the hospital in the past few months, and so far everybody's doing okay. Grandma fell and broke a few of her ribs. She's doing fine now. Both of my parents are on immunosuppressant drugs for various health reasons, and so we've been concerned about them. It turns out that both of them are on drugs that are suspected of having antiviral properties, so that was nice. But we've all been healthy, we've all been taking a lot of vitamins throughout the day, we've all been eating healthily, upping our fruit and vegetable intake. I've shown you my smoothie video. They've been eating their own smoothies. So I'm just very grateful that my family's all been healthy. We haven't had uh, very severe side effects from this. My sisters are both nannies for either family members or friends of family members who are essential workers. So, by extension, my sisters continue to be essential for them to go to work. And my mother works for the school system, and so her pay has been guaranteed. And obviously, I've been working overtime. Well, not overtime actually, but very busily, got a bonus. So things have been going well for us financially. So I'm very grateful for that. I know that that's a very lucky thing in the middle of all this. Question 4: what have I gone without? Not a lot. Like I said, it's pretty much been life as usual, just being busier than normal. I have gone without a couple minor, just daily life things whenever they've been out at the stores, but nothing more than a couple days and nothing severe. Like I said, probably the biggest thing would be socialization. By that I mean, interacting with people, not the increasing, nature of socialism in America. Although there has been a bit of that, but I haven't gone without it. But yeah, going out, hanging out with friends or things like that. But I generally am a little reclusive, so that hasn't been too big of a deal. Uh, so Tony switched number 5. I think it was another "what do you miss" or have you gone without?" Sort of a duplicate question, and he said, "What can't you wait for?" He chose his tomato plants. He can't wait to get a nice tomato sandwich. Never had a tomato sandwich. I don't like tomatoes, so it's sort of strange to me that the substance of a sandwich can be just a vegetable, which is mostly water. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm triggering a lot of you more than you've ever been triggered by anything political in your life. But I think sandwiches should have meat in them, personal or peanut butter. Anyways, sorry. What can't I wait for? I can't wait to go camping, actually. I haven't gone camping. That is actually going to be one of the coming up questions. I haven't gone camping in a while. So one of the things I've really been looking forward to is for the weather to clear up enough for me to have at least one nice camping trip before I go on a rainy camping trip, because that's just inevitable out here. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to go camping. That's pretty much irrelevant to the quarantine because I will definitely be able to find a place to go camping around here. I don't think that there's really any restrictions on nature areas in my area. I can't wait for my things to grow. I'm very excited about a lot of my garden, but yeah, there's not been too much change, so there's not much that I'm super excited to look forward to once, I don't know, anything goes back to normal, if you will. And again, what am I missing the most? Question 6. I do actually miss sometimes going out and sitting in a bar. Uh, for me, it's more of like an observation kind of thing. I don't really go, unless I have a friend that I'm going with or I'm going on a date, I don't really go to try to meet people or interact. I actually often go to bars to put headphones on, listen to some music, watch people, and answer comments on YouTube or write a script or something like that. But there's just something about going out and doing the people watching thing. Sometimes I sort of get the urge to go out and do that and realize I can't. So yeah, I'd say missing the most is probably that, or just my usual occasional date or associating with people. But again, like I said, I'm more of a hermit. I'll go months without really caring to go hang out with somebody, so that really isn't a big deal. Last time I went camping, it has been a few years since I've truly gone and done what I consider to be camping. I don't really consider it camping if you're not hiking away from your vehicle, carrying everything with you, and sort of putting yourself through some sort of inconvenience for the experience. I don't think you have to go roughing it every time to go camping, but I don't really consider myself to have gone out camping unless I really cut ties and go find myself somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And I haven't done that in a few years. That's something I'm really looking forward to do this year, is some solo overnights and some real serious actual using some bushcraft skills, stuff like that. So it's been a few years. Favorite meal during the quarantine has been my smoothie. I've had a few good meals, but We haven't really been eating into our preps at all because our active pantry has been plenty to get us through any shortage that we've seen. And because we have enough family members, there's me and my sisters who they go shopping for both of their nanny families. My mother will go to the store. So between all of us and checking multiple different locations and coordinating between each other, we've pretty much always been able to find at least enough to restock our active pantry. So we haven't had a prep food meal that's our favorite. I know a lot of people have just gone right into eating out of their preps. And that's something I want to talk about. I really hope that nothing else happens before they're able to restock their preps after this. But yeah, my favorite meal, as always, is my smoothie. That may sound odd. It's not my most favorite savory meal. I love orange chicken, but it's my go-to. It's what I've eaten the most of. It's given me a lot of reassurance because I know it's healthy. I know that it's boosting my immune system. It's almost like a potion or something like that, just super fuel. So I gain a lot of confidence that by eating that and keeping myself healthy, I'm going to have a good day because it gives me the energy I need. So that's by far been my favorite meal, and I've definitely stocked up a bit extra of my powders to make sure I just don't run out of that anytime soon. How have I been getting exercise? Well, my bucket garden gives me plenty of exercise between ripping up the sod and all that sod work and stuff and just moving the dirt buckets around. I get plenty of exercise. I also have a couple of free weights here at home. They're just bars with removable plates that you can add and remove, just hand weights. And I make sure to get a lot of, to cover a lot of the bases that aren't covered by shoveling or by lifting buckets and stuff. I've always sort of done a bit of calisthenics or isometric workout, sort of not necessarily pumping weights, but for instance, as you're carrying something, maybe carry it in such a way that's not at, we usually tend to carry something like this when you're walking across the room, like a box of things. Well, I'll sometimes carry it out ahead of me to work out my shoulders or just put a little bit more strain on different parts of your body because when it comes down to it, if you're not working hard all day long, shoveling, splitting wood, lifting things, you can afford to make each task a little harder on yourself to put a little bit of strain on certain muscle groups and get a little bit of workout through your daily exercises or daily tasks without actually stopping and dedicating time to exercising. So that's just something I've always integrated into my life, even just at work. It's a little weird if someone's watching you, but if you're just carrying something and you got a second, just hold it out in front of you for about 10 seconds and then carry on your day. And if you do that with various things in different locations throughout or different poses throughout your day, you actually do at least keep your baseline of muscular exposure to exercise more than it would be if you just find the easiest way to carry everything and just the laziest way to do everything, which I think is sort of our habit. And if you just break that habit, you'll at least, like I said, raise your baseline without having to go and dedicate time to exercise, which you should do anyways. So who am I going to tag for this? No one. I think if any of you want to make a video, in fact, I tag only people who don't already make videos. So any of you guys that comment that haven't made videos, I challenge you to, even if it means taking a camera and pointing it at your backyard, even if nothing's happening, you don't want to get on camera, just answer these questions, write down your answers, and just sit there and narrate to the camera your answers. I say that because I think it would be great to get people to do this kind of stuff. I don't think that making a video for YouTube is the important part, but to actually, I don't know, just doing something like that, making yourself a creator. Not to say that you don't have plenty of other things going on, but I just like the idea of other people, trying that out and seeing themselves as being on this side of the fence rather than just an audience member. I don't know. So people who haven't made a video yet or don't regularly make videos, looking at you, Team Foco, etc., let's hear it. Panic purchase. I really have not made many panic purchases. The only thing that I would say is that I've doubled or tripled a lot of my regular purchases, my active pantry, if you will. Like I said, I buy a lot more of my food powders and things like that. My aloe vera juice, I drink a lot of aloe vera juice. And so I'll buy two or three of those, whereas I would just buy one and keep, so I usually have two or three on hand. Now I often have four or five on hand. Um, and I bought quite a bit of shotgun slugs, probably 50 or 75 shotgun slugs. And I don't really consider that a panic purchase because I plan on shooting that many this year, so it's just forward thought, I guess. And that's about it. I got a couple other thoughts here, but I think I'll roll them into other videos because I've gone on long enough. So that's been my 10 or so answers to the quarantine questions. I hope that's been interesting. I hope you're all doing well out there, and I'd love to hear from anybody who feels like they've gotten the call to make a video on this. All right. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there.